Valentine. Ooh, my silly Valentine. Ooh. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. We're doing it on Monday, February the 13th, 2023. My silly Valentine. Hope you're all doing well wherever you are, boys and girls, ladies and gents. If you're joining me here, if it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. We're gonna have some fun. It's Valentine's week. It's Valentine's Day in a day from today. We're gonna talk about different things. We're gonna have some fun. If you've just joined us, if it's your first time, we talk about everything and nothing under the beautiful sun. If you're here in Toronto, anywhere in Canada, what's up? Down south in the US, as always, what's up? Mexico, South America, east over there in Africa, Asia, Europe, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, that should be, I wonder if there is a Papua New Guinea. There should be. We should make it. Let's make it Papua New Guinea. New Zealand, Australia, all the islands. Man. Welcome back. It is Monday. I'm excited. A lot of things have been happening in my life, in our lives together. Man, I had a, let's start with the old recap of the weekend. You're like, did you hit it? Did you hit it? I was supposed to, going back to briefly mention, supposed to have a date, potentially either on Friday or Saturday. And you're like, did you hit it? Did you get in that box? Did you mutually happen to get lucky? Did I hit it? I can't even believe you're asking me that question. What is even hitting it? Let us take a look at the textbook definition of what is even hitting it. Did I hit it? In terms of, did we exchange texts during the week? Several texts here and there. Did we potentially say, let's do some Friday, Saturday? Yes. Was there a vague plan of getting together, Yes, absolutely. Did Friday arrive and was it late in the PM and it was chilly outside and we both exchanged texts saying how it's kind of chilly outside, you know what I mean? And did the conversation eventually fizzle out and did we go our separate ways? Yes. So by textbook definition, did she hit it? Did I hit it? Did we hit it? Subjective, really. What even is hitting it? If it's yes, no. So that didn't, what else? But to be honest with you, it was just like, had done a week's worth of work, just trying to wind down. I'm like, I don't even feel like going out. I just went, but simultaneously beautiful. This is why I love what we do here. This is why I love the lifestyle that we live, baby. Because on the same day, your boy got exciting news, and I got excitement pimps on my face to show for it too. I got an email. Because I'm corresponding, baby, trying to book spot. Finally got a spot. I'm going up tomorrow evening, which I'm excited about. And I've been just, I'm just excited. I'm super excited. You prep, you try to get I try to get as many spots as possible. It hasn't been that, it's a journey. It's a process. I'm loving it, but I'm super excited. So that came through. I'm like, who cares about a date when you got a spot to do 5 minutes, dude? I'm so excited. So that went down, Can't sleep, obviously, because you're just excited, and then pimps just be, taking over your space face. So that's happening. But yes, did I hit it? Better than, it's no. But did I, persistency, did it pay off in terms of getting a spot? Yes. Am I excited to go up on Tuesday? Hell yes. So that's priorities for you. You know what I mean? So it's like way more exciting things are happening. But it is Valentine's Day. It is Valentine's week. Been writing, been thinking, and we'll see how it all goes, and we'll talk about everything throughout the week. Whatever happens. We're gonna give it a our bestest, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited to go up on Tuesday. That's that. Besides that, what else is happening? Valentine's Day is happening. A lot of things are happening, man, oh man. But Valentine's Day, what even is Valentine's Day? Let us remember the facts, remember what are even the facts? Debatable. There are different variations to the facts, but Valentine's Day is about a It's about if I can say one thing, I don't think it's not just because I've heard of this. I haven't actually seen or read too much into it myself, but I did hear Mr. Beast apparently cured 1,000 blind people, which is super bueno. Nice, tight. That's nice. But at the same rate, I heard he got some, flack for some reason. Apparently, people don't like it when you cure the blind. Because people are like, I think it all stems from scarcity mentality, to be honest. I think the ones with eyesight are like, oh, it's only for us. Fuck them up, dude. Forget giving sight, dude. Why are you creating more competition? And I get that aspect of it, but I think it's just overall good. Net good. What do they say? The net overall net. The net is good. The net is looking good. So that's a tight move. But people apparently this is in recent history. But apparently it goes all the way back to the original person, one of the OGs that got flack for curing the blind. Believe it or not, St. Valentine's. I know, beautiful fella, born somewhere in between, the 3rd century, lived up until the age of 40-ish, give or take. Again, these are, who knows what's what. And there's different personalities attached to St. Valentine's, but the overall gist of it is there's this fella who liked, he was a saint, he was a clergyman of sorts, a priest of sorts, a father. I'm not sure if he had kids, but like maybe a father figure for sure. If you're out there doing saint activities, what was he into? He was into, curing the blind. That was one of his pastimes, favorite pastime. Right there, right there. Abracadabra, nothing schmance, just, the meats and potatoes. None of that Cirque du Soleil, pull a bunny out of your ass, although that's delightful on its own terms and conditions, but we're just giving back to the community at this point. And that was St. Valentine's, but that's the thing, man. You start fixing them blinds, you start giving sight, and all of a sudden people start, it all depends. He wasn't just curing the blind. He was curing the blind, but also, passing down the word of God, or some along those lines. He was trying to get you to convert to Christianity, which was, was it selfish? Was he a selfish son of a bitch? Absolutely. Did we love him for that? Yes, because it wasn't just for Christianity and Christendom. He was actually, not only was he for curing blindness and blind people, he would also conduct secret marriages for people. Why, you ask? Because he was into secret underground marriages. One of the OGs of underground ceremonies. He was an MC of sorts, so shout out right there. You know what it is. Pour a little love out for our homie St. Valentine's. He'd secretly vet people, and people get wet. And the beauty of this thing was, he wasn't just into weddings. It was multifaceted. The wedding would thus give you a loophole, a loop-de-loop in the old laws back in the Roman days, and you could get out of conscription, you could get out of war. So he was essentially for curing blindness, and he was kind of like anti-war. He's like, nah fam, let me convert you, and you can use religious beliefs and what have you as an excuse, as a loop, as a legitimate excuse. You cannot, what it is, you can't go and, serve in the pagan army and just be stabbing and shanking mofos out there for whatevs reasons. The reasons be at the time in Roman days, who knows? A lot of angry, starving people. It's back in the day, things have gone really good overall. But this fella was about, secret ceremonies underground. We're gonna throw a little shindig. I'm gonna wedge you guys. You get out of the army, we have a little wine. We break a little bread, do a little crisscross. But that's until things start to get a little bit more personal. Until he took it to levels which was like, there was a time, the story goes, a king at the time, I forget his name, who cares, not important. It is if you're like, oh, what about history? Maybe read into it yourself. There was a king, he had a blind daughter, and he heard that St. Valentine's does these rituals, and he, right there, abracadabra, boom, eyesight, you're fixed. Not that there's anything wrong with you, should you suffer from, not suffer, should you enjoy vision impairment, the enjoyment and the suffering is it's your mentality, man, lady. If we can cure, why don't we cure more? That's the question to be asked. But the point is, the king went up to him and he's like, yo, straight up, OG, we heard you do good things on them streets, fam. Can you fix my daughter? And it's like, man, I'll fix your daughters, but under conditions you convert to Christianity and all that. You get baptized. Got to baptize your ass right there, dip you in the water, bring you back out. You're Christian. That's the thing. The king got brought his daughter, and then, in Saint Valentine's words, bring your dumb, stupid, blind daughter right here. Let me fix it, her, for you. Right there, abracadabra, sight back, his words, not mine, And he's like, you got to convert to Christianity. Came a little bit pushy, he was trying to oversell. He did convert a king of sorts, and maybe even his friends and family, but eventually it just got a little too much. Like, you're out there curing blindness, you're out there, the underground ceremonies for weddings. There's not enough people joining the army is essentially the problem. You see Valentine, Mr. Valentine, the court is adjourned, the court is in session, and we will, and they beat him up. They beat him up with sticks and stones. They say, we'll break your bones, but words will never hurt me, but sticks and stones, man, they'll hurt you, but if you don't die, they will chop off your head as what they did, because he apparently took a beating for the name of love, not necessarily for in the name of love, but love was a definite selling point in there as well. Like, come together, start a family, don't go to war, love, peace. He was a hippie if you really think about it. So no love, and also curing blindness, very similar to Mr. Beast, getting for some reason a little bit of flack, which I've not seen I haven't read or heard too much about it, but I did read a couple of headlines on them bids out there on the internets. And I'm like, if he's curing blind people, I don't see any, that's good, again. But I get it, there's some competitive assholes out there who's like, oh man, if I'm going out there on the stock market floor in the morning, man, I gotta be like, sell, buy. And if I can have full eyesight and there's this blind fool next to me, he's still going buy, sell, but still, he'd be bumping into things, is all I'm saying. And that'll, whatevs. Everybody's taking different paychecks home. And use your abilities to the best of your capabilities is all I say. The point is, he was and that's what Valentine's Day is all about. It's about this dude essentially. You're like, no way, man, it's about chocolates and me making sure your lover will for fax machines will have diabetes by the ripe old age of 55, because you just keep every Valentine's, you just keep buying boxes of chocolates. Here, babe. Oh, you just put it in her mouth, or he or she puts it in your mouth, and you're just chewing down diabetes, man. You're just like, oh, let me feed you, but I love you. Be my diabetes bag of love, is what she'll say. And you feed each other chocolates, strawberries, big Hallmark cards. You give each other, you feed each other. I've seen people just like, oh, open your mouth, let me put a Hallmark card in your mouth. Or other orifices, to each their own. I'm not judging, but people have done crazier things out there, man. It's wild. But and then Blood Diamonds somewhere along the line came and, said something along the lines of, diamonds are a girl's best friend, which was a total kick in the nuts for the doggo industry, because you thought, overall, who's man's best friend? Man referring to, of course, humanity, and that should be, sufficing to cover the whole spectrum of beings, thus kicking doggos being man's best friend to potentially second or third spot. Next thing you know, it's all about give me blood diamonds, because they last forever. And jewelry, which is, gold is, do hold on to tangible assets, is what I've heard. I don't know what it means. I think it means assets that you can touch. But you already got them assets in the house, baby. She's already locked down. He's already locked down. You know what I mean? What assets you talking about, fam? But the point is, love is upon us. Love is here. And we're all in it together. We're all doing it. If you're out there, if you're single, like myself, if you are in a couple relationship, like other people, that's nice. And couples are fine. Couples are, it does get a little bit annoying on Valentine's Day. I'm not gonna lie to you, out there, just showboating with your love out there, just making googly eyes at each other and just deep throating each other out in public and in private, just deep throating all night long, all day long, all week long, because it's Valentine's. Maybe let's stretch it out. Maybe you buy some lingerie. Maybe you already have some lingerie. Maybe you're like me, you're like, fuck it, why be you investing in a lingerie? And you're like, those are the tangible assets that you be talking about. I'm like, okay, I see where you're going with this, but nonetheless, the point is, it's time to, it's about love. This week is about love. And remembering a fella every time you're out there banging, every time you're out there, I'm talking doggy style, I'm talking missionary, I'm talking cowboy cowgirl, reverse cowboy cowgirl, I'm talking the 69s, I'm talking, the giraffe, I'm talking all sorts of different positions out there. Regardless, love is in the air. And remember the fella's face. Try to think of him whilst performing all the loving, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Valentine's Day as we, and that's how much I know about Valentine's Day. And I'm just trying to, make sure we're all on the same page. So next time you're out there on Valentine's Day, banging out a sesh, going down there, making a little bit of lovemaking, as people would do, you're doing the sexuals, think of a man who died. That'll get you rock hard. Yeah. Point is, fam, that despite the fact that I didn't get a chance to go out on a date, I'm like, let's fuck it up. Doesn't mean we can't treat ourselves to something nice, and doesn't mean that we're not going to be excited for what is to come. That is far greater than a date. But I'll tell you one thing, man. I'm like, let's get this out in the open. I love spaghettis. I love pastas. I love pizzas. I love all of it. I love the foods. Every once in a while, I make a pasta dish or a spaghetti dish, and I'll fuck it up real nice. And I did that. I did that on the weekend. Delicioso, might I say. It's a shrimp scampi. But I said, you know what, let's throw caution to the wind. In a regular classic traditional shrimp scampi, you only have butter, garlic, and white wine, which you can replace with, chicken broth if you like. That's classic, traditional, nothing, and shrimp and pasta or spaghetti, of course. That being said, your boy went out there and added an element of cheese, but not just one cheese, baby. I doubled down. I went 2 cheeses up in that bitch, and it was creamy the way we likes it. It was delicious. You're like, what kind of cheese did you use? I'm glad you asked. Goat cheese with herbs and the mozzarella. I'm talking a little bit of the mozzarella with the goat cheese with the herbs. Oh, garlic powder, chicken broth, a lot of butter, nice sized shrimps, not too small, not too big, medium size, bite size. Size your face hole, essentially. If you're like, how big does it have to be? The size of your face hole. Put your fist in your mouth. That's how much it's supposed to there's a good portion. That's how much you eat. To each their own. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying I fucked it up, put 2 cheeses in there. It was just delicious. And, oh man, a little bit of salt, pepper, of course. And, you can't go wrong. That is love right there. And if you want to make that, basic ingredients. I just said it. I'll say it again so you can make this for yourselves on Valentine's Day if you like. You're like, baby, let me cook for you. Again, a little bit of chicken broth or white wine, depending on your choice. You need a cup of that. A little bit of shrimp, obviously, or pasta, or whatever you like. You can go linguine or spaghetti. You could also, what else did we say? We said chicken broth, butter, garlic, peppers, salt, all that jazz. And then you go and add the cheese. Oh my God, the cheese is so good. And I've got leftovers, so that is delicious. Make that. She will for sure put out. He will for sure put out. And you guys can, eat that and then give each other head for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour. Who knows? Go all day, all night. But before you leave the house, make sure you brush your teeth, because if we're talking garlic and then eating out the box, or, giving a little blah right there, what's up? You don't want to go out in public and just be like, hey there, Henry, what's going on there, buddy? Killing people out here. What are you doing? Have a little bit of sympathy for others, or not. Just rock it out, and just like fucking come out of the pad, just with your shirt unbuttoned, letting people know that you're out there, man. You're doing it. Ladies, same thing. Couple of buttons undone, just a little bit of a messy hair stitch. You know what it is. It's the morning walk of shame, or rather, it shouldn't be, it's morning walk of, I don't like that term, because it's like, why? Morning walk of shame. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's just a good old time. Bunch of people having a love fest, essentially. So that's a little bit of, advice. If you're like, man, what do I do this? Cook for each other. That's delicious technique. Like, it's sexiness mixed with flavors, and feed each other, force feed each other. Enemas, all of it. To each their own. I'm just putting it out there. You guys see what you're into. The point is, it's all about love this week, man. It is what goes around, comes around and round and round and all different shapes and sizes. But couples are, you know, they could be annoying. Like, let's say you have to run down a alleyway which is super super tight. Let's say, you know, you're being chased by some folks. I don't know why. You've done something, maybe not, maybe they're just hooligans in the hood and they're chasing you, and it's down a path and it's an alleyway as mentioned before, and it's a thin little alleyway, and you're like, man, if we're a couple and we're holding hands, man, we're gonna have a hard time making our way down this thin alleyway, and there's only room for one, and you can go one at a time, and that just looks, from the shot above, it just looks lame because it looks like two people chasing each other in a thin alleyway. Whereas if it was just one person, you're like, okay, that's a person in an alleyway, man, that makes sense. But like, and it's lame. And you'll try to get in there, like, squeeze, maybe we can just hold hands and run together, and then you can't. You'll get jammed up in there. You'll get caught, man. You're gonna get shanked, man. You're gonna get robbed, man. Lady, what's in that purse? It's late at night. There's a little bit of a drizzle going down. You know, be careful out there, but also it's good times with the couple. So, you know, if you're a couple like that, and it's just no bueno. It's just no bueno. So that, in that particular setting and situation, couples, it's best to be single out there. What else? If you're a couple, there is always one person within the couple that's basically, you're the late one. You'll always might, if you're late, there's always a designated late one in almost all couple relationships. There's always one person. You know who you are, and we love you for that, for being you. But for whatever, it's you know, Kyle's got a grooming sesh. Kyle's got to put in 3 hours grooming and showering and whatevs, you know. Or like Stephanie, she'll take, you know, she'll be late. You know she'll be the, why you late? You know why I'm late, baby boo. But you know that box is worth it, or that D is worth it. So you know what it is. We love you for it. But there's always going to be, you know, if you're single, you know what it is. You're prompt. You show up on time. You show up a little bit early. You leave a little bit early. It's all good. You know what I mean? It's just like with couples. It's like, because couples is what it is. It's the prep work before you start adding more people to the equation. That's the foundations of a family, essentially, one shape or form. That's every couple's, you know, that's why we do things, right? The whole, like, not in all cases, but you're trying to gain more numbers. You're trying to build a faction. You're trying to, like, trying to build a little gang of it's your familial thug relations with your love. Not that your family is like filled with thugs, although that may be a situation where that's, you know, if life is just, you know, if maybe your life is like the Fast series, maybe you're just, you know, maybe you're all about family barbecues, love, loyalty, respect, and settling things through racing a lot. Which is crazy because, like, you know, reg life, you get parking tickets for being a minute late, but this, you know, sometimes a lifestyle of danger and just having one hand over the steering wheel like this and saying it's go time, it's race time, and explosions and flippity doops everywhere, like, and getting in the airspace, coming down to earth, bridges, this, that, and it's nice, it's tight, but there is at one point you're like, how much faster? How much, you know, how much stronger are these, you know, what's gonna happen? Will it all, you know, but it's for family. So next time I get a parking ticket, I'm just gonna turn to the parking ticket enforcer agent and be like, hey man, it's about loyalty, love, respect, barbecue, and family. I'm Don Toretto. You're Don Toretto. You know, I'll maybe I'll say he's Don Toretto, and that will Dom. Yeah. Dominic. That's the fast life, but that's what it is. What are we even talking about, man? This week's all about love. I love everything that we're doing together, ladies and gents. It is fun times. The point is, a lot of things are happening. Also, what is that up in the airspace? Do we need to shoot down another? A lot of things have been shot down in the airspace. As much as this week is about love, it is a little bit about also our airspace. That is perhaps, you know, your airspace is exposed, bro. Your airspace is showing, man. Why don't you cover that airspace, doggy? Or not? What is it even? What is happening? Balloons have been appearing. Unidentified flying objects have been appearing. Unidentified flying objects have been allegedly rumored to have been shot down, allegedly, of course. What is all of this? What is happening in the airspace? Questions to be asked. Questions that are in need of answers. Balloons. Are they the best mode of getting information? They're cheap. So if you want to do something on the cheap, yeah, I guess it's Balloon City for information and gathering of the datas. But yeah, some flying objects were shot down with a combined effort of the US and the Canada, i.e. ergo us making a phone call and be like, yo, can you have NORAD shut it down? Can we shut it down? Can we shut it down now? Shoot it down and shut it down all at the same time. We did together as a team effort. It was like a threesome. Us, the US, and whatever else entity was up there. It was a threesome. It was fun. Banged out a quick sesh. We shot it first, then we asked the questions around here. What was it? Who was it? Where was it? It was up in the airspace. We know how was it. It's pretty tight, not gonna lie. Did we kill aliens? This government, again, will, in times when we need to shoot it down, we'll let it linger. In times where we need to maybe ask a couple of questions and then shoot it down, we'll go ahead and shoot it down and ask questions later. So you wanted transparency, and I'm just putting it all on the table for you. We shot it down. A few of them we've been shooting down. There's more. Are they aliens? Have we killed aliens at this point? Is the whole thing a ruse? Is it all a big ruse? Is it a ruse within a ruse? Let's go and play with the first scenario. We shot down aliens, for example. If this is, so you need to be out there vigilant, looking for balloons, looking for anything that doesn't resemble human. If you see it, smack it over the head, because like top down, get a broom, get a dustpan, be ready, have flashlights, duct tape, be ready, have water. Water is always good. If you see something, smack it in the head and then say something. Don't just be like, oh, what's that over there? Smack it. Is that a big cockroach? Is it a rat? Is it a large rat? Who knows? Smack it in the head. Ask questions later. Did we just kill their prince or princess? Who knows? Are we about to start intergalactic warfare? Who knows? These are all the fun possibilities. Maybe they're cool with it. Maybe we killed a few of them. They're like, our bad. We should have put a LED laser sign that we are here up in the air, so you're not freaked. Because that's what it is, fam. You come in here, if you're listening out there, you know what I mean? If you're coming in here just fucking like getting in there to like, oh, surprise, like, you know what's up? We're reactionary like that as a species. So if we see something that's like, it's taken us hundreds of thousands of years of development and evolution and thinking and all that to come together. We're getting closer and closer each and every you get close, you get a little bit, you cross a boundary, you cross a certain boundary, and we just fucking 1-2-1-2. What's up? So we'll put you down, but if you know that, like, that's what's up. That's what's up. So the defenses are up. If we're talking extraterrestrial, of course, that's the realm. I say, I think we should put alternative options on the table. We gotta have a few people that are willing to fuck a couple of, creatures that are otherworldly. I'll have a look myself. That's what it. I'm not gonna be the first one to like jump at it, just like not knowing what I'm doing. I gotta have a look. I'm not gonna just be like, yes, put me in. No, because like if it's something like that's like, not gonna just be like yes. But if it's like a chick with like, again, just relatively same. It's like, we're all like human species, everything in the universe, just like ingredients that are put together differently. So if we're still talking tits, vag combination, ass, a little bit longer neck, a little bit longer limbs, shorter limbs, who knows? Half body is short, half body is long. It's like, I'll deal with those things, but it's got to look relatively. I'm not gonna go just like make love to a large fish looking thing, you know what I mean? The octopus genre, although appreciated in terms of art and how you gotta express yourself in the Japanese culture and how that came, about. I'll get behind that sort of thing. I don't know what it's called right now. It's just, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna participate. But that's one option. Let's just put it on the table. Is it not one idea? Option number two, these balloons. There are balloons. Who put them up there? Because now there's more talk about it. There's more speculation. Are the Chinese putting up balloons? Are we putting up balloons? Yes, they put up balloons. We put up balloons. What will this lead to? All this ballooning. I, for one, am searching for, like I said, I'm more vigilant right now. I'm looking up people's buttholes just to see if they got a balloon in there. Like, you know what? Because it's like prison up in this bitch. Now I'm checking assholes for balloons filled with all sorts of stuff. Cocaine, information. No balloon? I'll get out of your way, sir. Ma'am, thank you. Gotta do it for the people. So everybody's getting probed. But the point is, I'm searching for balloons, man. And also, what is this, like, what are we talking about here? What is this? What are we doing? Because you'll hear this balloon talk, and then all of a sudden let's shoot it down, and then we shoot it down, and then if it's not extraterrestrial, if it's man-made, are we shooting down each other's balloons? Are we just doing target practice via air balloons with each other, little tit for tat, little tit for tat of balloons, a little bit of check out this balloon tit, check out that balloon tat right there. And are we preparing for, is the next thing gonna be preoccupied with airspace security and what have you? Because it's not just balloons. Apparently there's China put up a laser scanner up in the sky somewhere. I forget whether was it in Alaska or something, or no, I forget the location. It doesn't matter. China put up this laser scanner device up in the space with a satellite scanning for air pollutants and such, and also other information, all sorts of information, checking out how much air pollutants are there in the ether, world, sphere, and other information. And you're like, I don't know why we gotta I don't think you gotta try that hard to get, it's been around, getting information has been around, has always been around throughout history. It's what it is, but there's, everything is out there, man. It's just everybody's sharing so much. Really, so I don't even know what people are searching for, but this is I guess maybe one of the initial phases of the escalations that have been more or less coming in more or less ways, in different sorts of ways, of course. So are we getting prepared, is this going to be the lead up to, hypothetically speaking, of course, I don't know, but a little bit low-key, we're going to make a move on Taiwan. These balloons are just a precursor to what you're going to do about that. And we fucking respond with NORAD when it comes to balloons. Now, should you decide to, those are also interesting topics of discussion. I, for one, am, that's all on the table. Everything is on the tables. I've looked at the map. Taiwan is really small compared to China. I say, again, this is my expert opinion, having many of expertise and many a different, and yeah, should they, go in and wanna, it's because it's that's the next thing that'll probably be the thing, one of the things that might, and if it should go down, it's just it's really, again, Taiwan's really tiny next to this giant country that is very, authoritative. So that's what it is. It's far from here, you know what I mean? I say hearts will go out. Hearts will go out. And it is Valentine's, so hearts will go out. There will be, but I don't want people next thing, that becomes the next thing, Taiwanese lives matters the most, you know what I mean? And it does. But not more than other people. It's complex. It's a whole lot of gray area, but I'm just saying what is the why we displaying so much balloon, and why is there so much balloon talk, and what is the you hear these things and it's I don't think there's going to be different world powers. Obviously there are, competing for whatever resources, power, money, everything else in between. this will actually, unfortunately, these sort of activities just leads to more militarization, more security, more space, you know, because that's what it is. You see a balloon, you all of a sudden, we're not used to balloons, fam. It's been a long time since we've been ballooning. We see a balloon, there's a problem, you come in with a solution, you shoot it down, you provide a solution for the problem. Were you causing a problem yourself? Who knows? And that's what it is I'm talking about, you know, it's little Russian dolls within Russian dolls. So at the same rate, like, it's like, who knows what it is on so many different levels, but the point is it will lead to, unfortunately, if we let it, as in like together. But like, again, me sitting here saying we, like, few people have got this, and rest assured they will make good decisions on behalf of all the people in the world. So to avoid less war, man, good times. The point is, yes, people are reliable to do, you know, their jobs and not be bought out by a lot of money and stuff. That's a thing. It was a thing. It's still a thing. It remains a thing. There are people who are out there doing wonderful things. Good God. The point is, fam, do not fret. It is Valentine's week. Should Taiwan be, you know, we will probably, oh God, you're gonna have another countdown as to how many days of invasion of Taiwan it's been. And I mean, before you know it, it'll be like 200 days. We're in Taiwan, they're in Taiwan. And now we're giving like arms to, and the West is arming little Taiwan and little Ukraine. And rightly so for some reasons, I guess. And the next thing you know, China is like shaking hands with the Iranians, who are like the epitome in terms of governance, at least, just dog doo-doo, you know? So that's big money shaking hands with big dog doo-doo. And so these are beautiful times that we gotta just be, as the regular person, as the everyday person. I like to just come into it. I shave my nuts every, you know, week or so, just so, you know, because you got to enjoy life and the little things that count. So you got to make the dates. You got to see if it's, you know, is the date going to happen? Is it going to fizzle out because it's too damn chilly? Yes, all those things are on the table. But these are the days of our lives, ladies and gentlemen, and a lot of things are happening. I'm excited. We're having to, you know, there's discussions of all sorts of different activities, i.e., should we put volcano ash up in the sky to cool down the temperature of the earth? Could we do that? Is it possible? Yes. Could we offset other things? Could it have a butterfly effect? Absolutely. Could we get too cold in our search and desire to, you know, lower global warming, if that's a thing, climate change is always changing, thus it is a real thing. Yes, every day for hundreds of thousands of years, the temperature goes up and down and up and down, and ice ages, melty poo, ice ages, melty poo, ice ages, melty poo. So yes, is there climate change? Absolutely. You know what I'm talking about? The thing is, do we want to like get in there and like pepper it down with some volcano ash? Some people have been suggesting, what if you cool it down too much? What if we go down cooler than we thought and we're like, oh shit, fucking up in here, it gets cooler than it is. It's gonna be a problem, son. It's gonna be a problem if you make Canada colder. I will fuck you up personally, seriously. If Canada gets colder, whoever's responsible, I will make a drive and at least yell at you from my car sitting outside of your house. I will yell at you. If you make Canada colder by accident, I will legit be pissed. That being said, others have suggested that we should blow moon dust up in there. Go to the moon, blow moon, because I don't know how we'll get the moon dust. It's been posited that we should blow moon dust up. Do we just take large fans, put it behind the moon, have it blow? Do we gotta visit? Because it's been a trip. We've been to the moon. We've not gone back in many years, but that's another thing that people are putting up there, proposing that we blow moon dust. So to help cool, or we can just be like everything Irie, man. You know them guys be running around everything Irie. We just have a good time. Is what we could just, everybody just be chill. just sit chill. But the point is, otherwise, you know, I'm feeling very much like, you know, in the spirit of, you know, let's cure a couple of blind people together. You know what I mean? Let's, if that's a thing, why don't we cure all of them? If I didn't even know, because I read the headline, I saw the videos. Why don't we, like, is it, what is it? What is it? How come we don't? Because that apparently, I didn't even know you could cure blind people. I thought once you go blind, you never go back, which is very similar to other things that you might try and never go back from. Point is, fam, if we could cure them, why be holding out on these? Why we being a tease, doggy? Like, we got the text to like fix the blinds. Do it. But I get it. At the same rate, you want them to be edging for like vision, which is, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it, you sadistic son of a bitch? Out there with the text and the fucking abilities. Right there, vision. Crazy, dude. But point is, we're doing so many wonderful things. It's just you gotta just fucking, you know, cross those I's, dot those T's, baby. Do the dance that you do. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's like, take care of the every day, you know, eat good, exercise a little bit, sit down and write, or do whatever it is that you do, you beautiful son of a bitch. You daughters of bitches as well. Maybe you're working on your next degree of sorts. Maybe you have started a business and you're knee deep in that business, taking care of the cheddar, the business, the overhead, the underhead, midhead, midday head, tight, midday head tight. Here, our city in Toronto, our mayor declared he's resigning. Mayor John Tory, due to, I think he was doing some extramarital activities, which is like whatevs, to each their own. That's like somebody's personal life. I'm not judging that, you know. But why do you have to resign? Can't you keep doing, like, if you want to? I don't even, you know what I mean, like that. But that's, so, man, we've had some mayors, man. We had Rob Ford was our mayor at one point. Our premier's name is Doug Ford. Rob Ford, you guys might know elsewhere in the world, because he got like, he was like a, you know, he was a bigger fella with a love for the pipe, the crack pipe. He'd do a little bit of crack, do a little bit of mayoring, and which always led me to think, I'm like, mayor must, and he comes from the Ford family, is, you know, they've been around. They're one of those like families that have been around in Canada, in Toronto, in Ontario for some time. They've got a little money. Why not do coke if you're gonna be doing things? So me personally, not having done coke or meth or crack, I don't know. I guess, although it is from hearing on the streets that it is cheaper, I would have thought coke is better than meth or crack. But he had a sweet tooth, which was another issue that he had, but it's because he was a hefty man, rest in peace, good God. But the point is, we've had some characters in Toronto, which is, you know, and I don't know who the next mayor will be, but it's just what it is, and politics is politics, and life is life. But I did, you know, it's a story has also come about, which got my attention a little bit, which is like, you know, how would you guys and gals out there, how do you guys and gals feel out there about people who are in politics for a really long time, and that they develop these long, you know, careers, generationally speaking? You know, maybe their grandfather was a politician, maybe their father was a politician, maybe their aunt, uncle, cousins are politicians, and it's like any other business, right? You have, maybe you're a doctor and your grandfather was a doctor and your dad was a doctor, maybe you're a barber, a generation of barbers. Just, you know, you have, maybe you're in construction, doing construction with, you know, builders and whatever. So it's fine to have generational, you know, vocations out there. But the point is, at one point, does it get messy? Does it get tricky? Because, like, let's say you have events, let's say you have shindigs, let's say you have a party, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you throw a party for your, you know, daughter, your beautiful son-in-law's wedding is coming up. You throw a shindig, and in that beautiful party for these young couples, there happens to be people that you've come to know. Some are closer than family, you might say, throughout the generations. Again, granddaddy going back in the community, daddy going back in the community, cousins, nephews, nieces, aunts, uncles, this, that, and the other, and you accumulate all these relationships with builders and developers. At one point I wonder, does it get, do you create a space of, let's say, conflict of interest in terms of, man, would it be weird if the mayor or the premier or a senator or whatever, a politician of sorts, hypothetically speaking, of course, were to throw a party of sorts and have thousands of people who are connected to different sectors of society, movers and shakers in business, if you will, from different varying degrees, and they'd show up to your daughter's wedding and they'd come with hopefully pockets or packages or envelopes, preferably envelopes filled with gifts for the wedding, for the daughter and the beautiful son-in-law that are a young couple in need of a startup, and that's what, and people will come with envelopes maybe filled with different stuff, preferably cash. We take cash at this hypothetical event, of course, and we sit around and talk, and we talk the talk and we walk the talk, and today's a day about gathering. The dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for nothing more than love. This is not, can I do different things all at the same time? Let's say if I were in that position, and people are like, through generation after generation, and all these people are like, I know all these people, right? Developer in this community, builder over here, a guy who gives out permits, a guy who turns the other cheek when he doesn't want to give a permit, or whatever. So, people who are in construction, there's a lot of red lines, and there's a lot of grease my pocket, grease my elbow, grease the tip of my cock. I'll grease the tip of as the old saying goes, grease the tip of my cock, I'll grease the tip of your cock. And it's just business sometimes. And then you wonder, and then is there anything wrong with that scenario? Because at the end of the day, we look around and sometimes ask and wonder, why is it that prices are always on the rise? Why is it that land is so expensive? Why is it that most Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck? Why is it that prices are insane? And a sliver of a house that's very tiny in Toronto will now cost $3 million. Why do these things happen? And you ask, does it start from, do people on the streets decide? Do regular people who have regular jobs who attend and do the regular or is it people that are in business together for many generations, who are in government, who are also in bed with different factions of society to different degrees, of course, depending on how heavy those envelopes are, or did you come light, Johnny, again, and you want that, but today's the day about love and weddings. Is that something that's worthy of looking into? And is that perhaps part of the old status quo problem of things not really? Because you look around and you're like, with all the text that we got, we could blow star dust or moon dust into the ether, we could go fan a little volcano right here, cool the earth, we could do all this with rockets and lasers and balloons. How is it that we cannot create reasonably affordable housing, something that costs, challenge to the public, a reasonably affordable house that costs $50,000 to $100,000, and you become the owner of this household? And no, I'm not talking about something that resembles a dystopian nightmare of a situation where it's like a project housing development where you just like, here's the poor part of the town, go live in your tiny cubicles. Not like that. Something that is actually, worthy of a human being's life. That being said, all these things could be done. Why isn't it being done? Perhaps it's got something to do with the greasing of the pockets and the, spit shining the old tip of the old cocks here and there. But who knows? Who knows what it is, boys and girls? My silly Valentine. You're my silly Valentine. Happy birthday, dear Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. boys and girls, where can you find these wonderful videos? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Instagram. Follow me there if you'd like to tickle the algorithm for your boy and yourselves and your family and your loved ones. Where else can you find these videos? The full-length videos are found on YouTube. Simply check out Glad Ya Made It or search Rob Sadri and you'll get the full-length videos. You can subscribe and help the old algorithm there too. And you're like, man, I like to give back in different ways. Are there different ways of giving back and helping to grow the show? Help to grow the show by checking out patreon.com/RobSadri. There you can contribute as much as you'd like, and these shows are available for you to view anytime you like. If you don't want to do that, you can just check it out for free, obviously. It's just out there every week. So I will be back here again on Wednesday. Hopefully I have a lot to talk about in terms of how Tuesday, which is tomorrow night, how it all is going to go down. I'm super excited. I'm going to have a good time. I hope everybody else is going to have a good time. I'm going to just, give it a good old effort with an A or an E. Give it the effort will be there. I'm excited. Love you all. I'll be back here again on Wednesday. Pass it around. Take care of yourselves and talk about different things. Peace out.